behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Mash TV. Palm Mash TV.
Well, hello everybody, it's Paul Mash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. We got another great interview coming up for you in just a moment. But before you do, if you like what you see, go ahead and click that subscribe button, hit the bell, and anytime a new interview comes your way, you'll be notified. And always leave a comment on the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. And if you're on Facebook, go to facebook.com/Paul Mash TV, which is our official page there, and feel free to like the page, inbox us, comment on things you see there. We'd love to hear from you there as well. And we have good old-fashioned email, of course. It's paulmashtv, all one word, @gmail.com. And if you're a band or solo artist that want to be on the show, you can use that. But we love fan mail as well. So if you're simply a fan, just send us an email and we'll respond back. And all that will be recapped at the closing credits at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. From Vancouver, Canada, we have Justice Elias. He does a Russell Hitchcock of Air Supply tribute. And we're glad to have him on the show today. And I know you'll be interested in that. And we'll get to that in just a minute. But we have a quick word from Smile World TV. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
The types of shows we're seeking. Let us help you share your creativity. For more information, email us at smilepublishing007@gmail.com, or you can visit our website, swtvgetyourchannel.now.site.
All right, everybody. As promised, here's our interview. And with us from Vancouver, Canada, we have Justice Elias, and he is a part of a solo Air Supply tribute, and we're glad to have you here today. As a matter of fact, you look a lot like Russell, I think.
I think that's probably part of why I started getting into that. Yeah, people told me that. So, although my hair's a little less curly today. So.
Yeah, that's true. Is there another reason? Because I'm sure you grew up listening to Air Supply, and you figured you want to give something back. Maybe it goes a little deeper than that. But tell us the story about how you decided to do this.
Yeah, it's so I've been playing music since I've been singing since I was 6 years old. Started writing guitar when I was 13. Got into music, writing songs, playing guitar, and that. And through the years, you try different bands and different sounds. You find out who you are. I did a lot of impersonations for years. I started going to karaoke, and that whole thing. Went like 7 nights a week and stuff. So basically, you start finding your sounds, and I started getting into more falsetto. I grew up listening to the Beach Boys, Bee Gees, Four Seasons. I do a really good Bee Gees, by the way. But Air Supply, for the overall sound, look, and feel of that epitome of love songs for the 80s, kind of, it just fell into place for me. And I was looking through some articles, and I found a couple of ones on Air Supply, and I looked at Russell Hitchcock, and I thought, he's kind of got the hair I got, or I should say I got the hair he got. And so I just kind of started looking at different things, and a few people I was talking to, they said, you look a lot like him, like you could, and so I would sing a lot of this stuff at karaoke, and people would say, well, you sound great singing it. And so it just kind of got my wheels turning, and I thought, there's a couple of reasons why I chose Air Supply specifically. More of the fact that it was possible for me just to do a Russell Hitchcock without the whole band, because again, it's the responsibility of finding someone that you can work with, finding someone who's available, and it's easier for me just to do it on my own. And so really, love Air Supply as a whole, but really Russell is the sound of Air Supply with his voice. And so I just kind of took that and did that. So it kind of just all fell into place. And then for the promos and that, I was I literally got some pictures. I might send them to you. But I just took my head and I cut my head off and put it on just the face. And I'm like, oh my God, it was a perfect fit. It was a perfect fit. I thought even the hair and stuff, I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. So I thought, let's see what happens with this. And because Air Supply was obviously huge in the 80s and 90s, there's a lot of following there, and a lot of loyal fans for Air Supply, and it's real heartfelt music. And I've always been kind of a sucker for the love songs. Don't get me wrong, I love Motley Crue and all the harder rock 80s. I love the hair band 80s stuff. But yeah, it just seemed to fall into place and everything happened. And then I thought I'll start getting some of the outfits. I have yet for him to send me something because I don't know where he gets his clothes. But anyway, then I ended up ordering some outfits and stuff and putting a couple of videos together. And then COVID hit, and it kind of killed the whole idea of getting out there and playing. So for the last year, I've been working on my own stuff. Recording my own CD. Actually, I put it out on it's on Spotify and it's on iTunes, YouTube as well. It's called Expressions, and it's just a mix of songs that I've been doing. But I kind of put the whole Air Supply on the back burner until I found out what's happening with COVID. Now it's kind of like you said, it's opening up a little bit more, with the vaccinations and all that. So. Cross my fingers and be able to get out there and do that still. But like I said, meanwhile, I've been recording, and so I ended up kind of jumping all over the place, but I ended up meeting my fiance, and she lives in Florida, and she had commented on the Air Supply tribute site as well. And so we started talking, and that kind of helped me to get more into the idea that it's really possible to do something like this, and it works. It's a good fit. And I've never been a firm believer that you need to really work super, super hard to get what you need to do. If you love what you're going to do no matter what, whether you get the money or not. So it's not about getting out there and having the fame and fortune. It's about the love of it. And that's where I fell into that area, was where I love to do that. And so, keep doing it.
Yeah, that's true with everything. I mean, if you love doing it, just keep going. That's what they tell me all the time. Just keep pushing on the interviews. That's what they tell me. And that's what I've been doing. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and as you mentioned the Bee Gees thing. I know you did have a song somewhere that I saw you doing. Philadelphia, I think was the name of the song. Massachusetts. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I actually, I was actually, obviously I don't look like Barry Gibb or Maurice or anyone. So I kind of leaned away from that tribute part of it. But sound wise, I think I sound more like the Bee Gees than any artist that I do. I do like 78 different impersonations. So there's a lot that I work on, but that one just kind of really fell into place. But for vocal wise, it's a different sound. It's a different era. I think it's almost like a lost sound, but to me, it's great. It's good quality music, and again, it's fun. So yeah, I do a fairly good. I think I do a fairly good BG.
Oh, okay.
Hong Kong.
What about some of the artists you grew up with? I mean, I know you mentioned a lot of 80s bands that you did, as far as a compilation. Were there any ones that you liked in particular besides Air Supply?
Oh my God. I mean, there's like, again, going back to like the hair band type stuff, like I love the Motley Crue and some of Poison's stuff. And then, getting into, like I grew up listening to a lot of the Christian artists too. So Stryper was a huge influence on my vocal, my preferred vocal style. I do have over 3 octave 6-note range, which is pretty good for a guy. And so I would sing a lot of that Stryper stuff, the higher screams, I like the harmonies and that. So I just love those bands, Van Halen, things like that. But yeah, Striper kind of had that processed sound that I just loved the harmonies. But they had a clear, it wasn't like thrash metal or anything like that. It was a clear sound that had great melody, and it moved you, like that's the thing. Like, really doesn't matter what kind of music you do, if it's heartfelt and it has if it moves you and it says something, then good on you, go do it.
Yeah, well, those are pretty good bands, and I remember a lot of those back in the day. If anybody wants to, get some of your music right now, I mean, I know you have a lot of stuff on YouTube, but do you have any MP3s you could download too, like on the streaming sites? Maybe you could share that as well.
Yeah, like if you go to iTunes, again, you can get I believe that you can download the songs individually on from YouTube as well. But I go through CD Baby, so I don't know whichever ones they distribute. Lately, they've changed some of their policies and stuff, but I know most of the streaming platforms, my album Expressions is on there. Right now, I'm actually collaborating with a friend of mine, Brad McNeil, we're working on a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm just thrilled to death with it. And so all those songs are going to be available as well. And then also, we're looking into doing streaming for or syncing for film and television. So there's a whole possibility of opening up for different ways to get your songs out there. But yeah, so my songs are available on iTunes and most of the streaming platforms. From what I know, I haven't really Googled myself that much lately.
Okay, well, if everybody just goes to any of those streaming platforms, I'm sure you'll find Justice there. And
Yeah.
And in just a moment, we're going to be playing a music video, and I guess the one you picked from Air Supply was "Two Less Lonely People in the World." And I remember that song from years ago. It's a very wonderful song, and you do it very well too.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah. That's what I was going to ask. I didn't know if that was one of your favorites, and that's why you picked it, or what the reason was. But I'm glad you picked it, though.
Yeah. There's almost too many to really pick a favorite, but it's definitely that one's definitely in the top three. Yeah.
It's too bad you never met the band Air Supply. I was wondering if they ever heard about you and contacted you or something.
I can't comment on that right now, but
okay.
I'll let that be what people want that to be.
Okay.
It's out there, so let's just say that. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
I don't want to speak for them, but yeah, so it's all good.
Okay. Well, I guess we're about out of time, Justice. We thank you so much for coming by. We'd love to have you back again sometime if you ever have anything to plug for us.
You bet. Thanks so much. It was good talking to you.
Okay, and here's that song, "Two Less Lonely People in the World" by Justice Elias, and we'll be right back right after this.
I was down, my dreams were wearing thin. When you lost, where do you begin? My heart always seemed to drift from day to day, looking for the love that never came my way. Then you smiled, and I reached out to you. I could tell you allowed me to. One look, then it all began for you and me. The moment that we touched, I knew that there would be two less lonely people in the world, and it's gonna be fine. Out of all the people in the world, I just can't believe you're mine. In my life where everything was wrong, something finally went right. Now there's two less lonely people in the world tonight. Just to think what I might have missed. how did I exist? I dream, still I never thought I'd come this far. But miracles come true, I know, 'cause here we are. Two less lonely people in the world, and it's gonna be fine. Out of all the people in the world, I just can't believe you're mine. In my life where everything was wrong, something finally went right. Now there's two less lonely people in the world tonight. I fell in love with you, and all the things I never knew seem to come to me somehow. Baby, love is here and now. Two less lonely people in the world, and it's gonna be fine. Out of all the people in the world, I just can't believe you're mine. In my life where everything was wrong, something finally went right. Now there's two less lonely people, two less lonely people, two less lonely people in the world. Two less lonely people in the world, and it's gonna be fine. Out of all the people in the world, I just can't believe you're mine. In my life where everything was wrong, something finally went right.